Welcome to Pat's Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And this is our episode for March 20th, 2022.
French and whiff it inside the Moose Jaw zone, goes cross ice, and it's takeaway in front, and it's through the legs and into the back of the net. Ty Spencer, a great heads-up play to poke it past the defender and through the legs of Carl Tenachuk. French and whiff it inside the Moose Jaw zone, goes cross ice, and it's takeaway in front, and it's through the legs and into the back of the net. Ty Spencer, a great heads-up play to poke it past the defender and through the legs of Carl Tenachuk. Bernard gets it in center. Here he comes over the left bridge line. Bernard cuts to the right side. Low shot, and it's in! Connor Bernard scores! Goal number 40 on the season!
Well, the Pats are currently sitting 10th in the East Division after 56 games played. We have 23 wins, 33 losses, good for 51 points. And we didn't make a lot of movement, good movement this week. It felt like actually fell back a little bit. And it seems like the people we were battling with all did their jobs. We didn't quite pull off the job we were hoping for this week. Kind of a disappointing week, to say the least. I would have to say. But overall, what's your feeling of this week?
Yeah, it was. Going into it, we were hoping for 4 points, right? You got 3, but just the way it played out was kind of disappointing, right? Like,
yeah. If
you just, from a 10,000 foot view, if you've seen, 3 points instead of 4, that's not the worst.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, you're right.
Giving up a point. Yeah, no, for sure. Trying to maybe keep it a little positive, but I mean, it's kind of tough to keep it positive. But, giving up a point to Medicine Hat, that's just the way it went. And then just the look of the Moose Jaw game, right? Like, Moose Jaw was going to be a tough game, and, it was going to be tough to win that one either way, but just the way it unfolded was yikes.
Yeah. In the Medicine Hat game, sure, they scored with 4 seconds left. Like, just kill. We have to go through at some point this season and count up how many games we've either lost or had tied on us within the last minute or so of play. It feels like a lot because they're so dramatic and they're just the emotional part of it maybe stands out.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's been a lot. But even getting down 2-0 against that team, great. We responded. Yeah, I went up 4-2, but we shouldn't have been down that bad. And it wasn't a really fantastic game. Whatever it is, their goaltender always seems to play fairly good against us.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. And it was okay. So you get a point out of that. Okay, that's great. And at this point, every point matters a lot. And actually the point we didn't get in that game could be fairly significant going forward too, right? We're 2 points out of a playoff spot right now. And that 1 point wouldn't get you there, but it's so tight. It's so tight right now. And just to give up that point with 4 seconds left, just terrible.
Yeah, and then, overtime, Carrier just rung one right off the post, dead off the post. They had some chances overtime, and then the shootout. Like I always say, the shootout's a shootout. They've got a hot goalie, and it is what it is. Bedard supposedly had it kind of maybe not the best attempts, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna say anything about a shootout loss. It's tough.
No, but the overtime. I've been disappointed in our overtimes. Yeah, Carrier got that one, but I don't know. We haven't been really successful in overtime lately.
Well, I don't know. I think back to the PA one. Bedard ended it 30 seconds in, and there hasn't been a ton of overtime games though, right?
There was the other one. Was it Red Deer? I forget who it was. It wasn't very awesome either. But
we've only got 3 overtime losses, so
okay.
I don't know offhand how many overtime wins we've got, but
regardless, it's just, man, to start it off that way and just not get that point and lose with, them tie it up with just seconds left, just disheartening.
It was just, that's a great word.
It really was. But hey, the highlight of the week maybe is this Lethbridge game. This is the one we had kind of circled as all right. We've played these guys a few times now in the last couple of weeks. They've been close, hard, physical games. And if we want to find a bright spot, maybe it's this game this week, just to come back after being down, after a really hard loss, being down kind of, halfway through the third too. So, I mean, this is a good win. I mean, it was against a team you need to beat, and we said this was a big game this week, and they were able to do it. And the power play looked a little bit better, right? Only allowing 1 goal in 4 rather than
the penalty kill. You mean?
Yeah, the penalty kill. I mean, allowing 1 goal compared to what we saw, say, last night. So I don't know. I mean, it's tough to get.
It was a huge win.
Yeah.
Like we said, in regulation, you didn't allow Lethbridge to gain any points. You took 2 from them. Like it was just massive. And like you said, the third period, like they held on to the lead. They extended the lead in the third period. Mm-hmm. They really had that killer instinct kind of thing. And like that Dubinsky goal, man, that was an awesome goal.
Yeah.
Like we've been talking about him a lot lately, and yeah, like that was a huge step up.
Yeah. To finish the game off, score. Right? Like after losing one late, just to finish it off and give them because Lethbridge has done that a few times. Let us come back, beat us, like after we've been up, scored late. So yeah, just to finish it off was a nice feeling.
Yeah, and they had an extended kind of man advantage at the end there. There was a penalty late. Evans took one at almost the 18-minute mark. Yeah. So they had, 6-on-3 or 6-on-4 and stuff. Yeah. So for them to keep it out, not that the 1 goal would have cost them, because they were up 2 goals. So there was that little extra buffer there, right?
I almost feel like we need to sometimes. The 1 goal going into the last minute is like, ooh, doesn't sit well.
No, it is, right? And, they were able to kill the penalty off and everything. And
yeah.
I
mean, so that was good. That was good, 2 points against the team we're chasing. I think after that we bumped up into, was it
8th place there?
Yeah. So that was looking pretty good. Feeling good. We knew Moose Jaw was going to be a challenge. It was going to be a challenge. They're one of the better, hotter teams right now too. And this is honestly, I don't do this often, but I turned this game off. I was like, it's Saturday night. I'm not sitting watching this. I turned it off a little bit into the second period. I was like, this is garbage. It was just garbage. I couldn't stand. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. And you were watching on CHL TV. They didn't have the home or the away audio, so you had to listen to the Moose Jaw announcers, and you're just like, I can't stand it. I can't listen to them. I can't watch this. And there's been games I've not seen because of reasons, but this is one of the first ones I turned off, and I was like, I'm done for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people might have done that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's with Moose Jaw. Like they've had problems with the away audio. Like the audio works because you get their like advertising and stuff coming through because I had the volume on with the away audio, but there was nothing. So I just teed up the radio and listened to Dante, the radio. Mm-hmm. But then the TV timeout per se comes on, and then they got like SaskTel ads, and that sound was coming through. But that's at least 2 games in a row for no Dante in Moose Jaw. Huh. So must be a Moose Jaw thing. They're just cutting this cord or whatever.
I would totally. I hate them so much. It probably is. Blame it on.
Yeah. Right. It's got to be them, right?
It's got to be.
I did the same thing. Like I kind of had one eye on the first period and one eye on the little one. Put her down to bed, and then I come back out. Or tried to put her down, then Mom had to go in there and put her down, and then at that point it was 7-3. I was just like, no, let's do something else. I'm not watching this finish. Like it's over, right? It was like literally as Dubinsky scored to make it 7-3, but I was like, it doesn't matter. They're still down 3, so I was just like, no. So I shut it off. So it's
allowed them to convert 3 out of 4 power plays. So I mean they're getting a 75% power play rate. Like, it was ugly. The goaltenders were off. They were looking. I mean, they switched twice. So keeper started the game. They brought in Sim, then Sim left, and they brought in keeper back. Like, that's not a winning formula. Like,
no,
yeah. Why would you do that at that point? Like, it's already. Why? Like, what are you hoping is going to happen? Like, oh, maybe we'll turn it around in third. No, like, this game is. You were down 4-0. Like, it's ugly. And it's not that we were expecting a win here. But
we weren't expecting a 10-4 loss.
No. But what kind of really makes me uneasy is this Moose Jaw is a playoff caliber team. Could make some moves and some noise in there. And like, okay, so we're fighting for our playoff lives. Is this what it's going to, if we get in, is this what we're going to get, 4 games in a row just getting pumped? Like,
yeah. I mean, we haven't played Winnipeg in a while. Like, obviously, if they do make it in, it's going to be Winnipeg or Edmonton.
Yeah.
We do see Winnipeg quite a bit here coming up. But, I mean, we haven't looked that bad against Edmonton.
Yeah.
But as of late, like, you think of the Pine game, what was it, 6-3 or whatever, with a 16-year-old in net, but and stuff like that. But, I mean, this, from what I saw from this game, it was just...
They're just not on that caliber right now. At least that game.
And, I mean, they were playing Moose Jaw good, earlier in the season.
We beat them, like, what, 7-1 or something once?
Yeah, we had a big win there, yeah. The last game in Moose Jaw wasn't good. I think that was the last game Bedard didn't score and started a streak after that.
Right.
So it's been 20 games since we've seen Moose Jaw.
Yeah. So Rob Vanstone put out some tweets last night about this game. So he said, really ugly Regina Pats stat number 1. So after Moose Jaw goes 3 for 4 on the power play Saturday en route to a 10-4 win, the Pats penalty percentage is a league worst at 71%. And so my question for you is now tying into this second one. So ugly Pat stat number 2, among WHL goalies who have made at least 20 appearances this season, Regina's Matthew Keeper is 31st in save percentage at 877, and Drew Sim is 36th at 862. So these are different stats. I haven't played hockey since I was 13. So how related are these? Could you put our poor penalty kill on poor goaltender play? Like, do you rely a lot on your goaltender in your penalty kill?
You do, but I mean, it all depends, right? Like, if they're getting that pass through backdoor kind of thing, and the goalie's got no chance, well, he's got no chance, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, but we have seen that the goalies have struggled.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's just that much easier on the power play, right?
Yeah.
You got that extra time. You can set something up. So it kind of does go hand in hand, but I wouldn't say it's not the sole factor.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, we've seen the penalty kill has really struggled. Like, I think somewhere in November, I was reading it was like 80 something, like about 80%. Like, that would have been top third of the league. Now it's just cratered.
I don't remember talking about it. Like, it was we were not doing fantastic, but it wasn't like a glaring stat that we were horrible on our PK. Like, we were, our power play wasn't great, and then it got going, and then I don't know, the PK has just fallen off, and I don't know what piece is left. Is it all like Englot wasn't out there all the time, so it can't be just him.
I know, like, he obviously was a big PK guy. Like, he was one of the first guys out there for PK, but I mean, yeah, it's not all in one guy. I mean, with the injuries there, Nyhoff was out for a while, but I mean, everybody's back now. Like, it's not, you can't use that as an excuse anymore. So you got to get it figured out. Like, and the coaches have said that they've been working on it. It's not like they don't know it's not working. And so I don't know what to say when it's this bad. I honestly don't know what to say.
You got to try something different. Like, just something. I don't know. But how different can you play PK? Like, you set up the 4 and you get what, sticks and lanes? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, with me not really paying attention to that Moose Jaw game, I don't know what kind of goals they were. I sure went back. I actually just watched the highlights, but I don't know if I want to watch all 10 goals against. I mean, like, the power play is still 6th overall.
Yeah.
Like, that's humming along still.
Right.
But
I don't know.
So, I mean, even they did change things up with guys and, guys in and out and moving Bedard side to side, and it's still coming along. So that seems to be working.
It does. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not that your team's complete crap. Like, you have good players. Just this part of it is just
glaring, right?
Yeah. Like, you can't do that. You can't give up 3 out of 4 in a game.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not an oddity. Like, it's happened that we've given up just 3 or 4 goals. And it's not even that we're taking that many. Like, if it was 3 out of like 12, then you're like, okay, well, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a coach. I'm not even going to pretend to, and I don't know how to fix it. So I don't even have a suggestion for them at this point.
No, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like, times shorthanded, they're 10th. So they're middle of the pack in times shorthanded. So it's not like they were having some penalty problems, but you look at four penalties. I'll say 4 times shorthanded in Moose Jaw.
Yep.
Lethbridge was 4 times, and Moose Jaw or Medicine Hat was 2. So they only took 10. They were only shorthanded 10 times in 3 games. Like, that's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave up 1 in Medicine Hat, 1 in Lethbridge, and then 3 in Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
So out of 10, you've given up 5. So
Yeah.
you're 50%.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on from this week.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Not much else to say about that week.
Not really. We're not going to dwell on it here. So let's move on. So we do want to talk a little bit about some news that came out this week, which was the season ticket renewal came out. And surprisingly or not surprising, it's not surprising now, I guess. They did tell us, I think we got the kind of the forewarning last season when they tried to do this, but season ticket prices are going up. Not a significant amount, but enough that now it's getting like, it's gone up over 100% in the last couple, like if you cumulative over the last years. So it's getting up there. It's getting up there, isn't it?
Yeah, like our ticket is almost doubling.
Yeah, so, from when we started going, right?
Right, and yeah, and I don't know if there's tax on top of that or what, but
sure.
Yeah, that's a little tough. I mean, because they did the whole seat reassignment thing at the start of the year. They didn't quote unquote raise ticket prices. They just reassigned your seat to a higher level, which includes a ticket price increase.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, and I mean, there has been a lot of pushback I've seen online, but I mean, obviously, the team's in a tough spot. Like, they've eaten so much money over those last couple of years. I mean, it's not surprising. Stuff's going up. Everything's going up. Like, every time you go to the grocery store, prices have skyrocketed. Gas is skyrocketed. Like, but that's the thing. Entertainment is not a high priority. I'm not saying it's high priority, but it's lower down on the priority list of your income. Right? You got your bills to pay, and then you got your expendable income, which can go a million different ways. Right?
Exactly. And when you do compare to the league, and I put out a tweet earlier this year, Reginas aren't outrageous compared to other people. But I think, so the season ticket, maybe it's not totally unreasonable. I think where you're going to miss out is just like you're saying, people, they have a budget and and then it comes to say Friday night and they're like, let's go do something. And they look, and if they have to take themselves, say just 2 people and you want to have a drink each or 2, it's $100 night, right? For 2 people and a little bit of extra stuff. So, that's a fair bit. That's a fair bit considering, I remember always like movies were like the expensive thing, right? Right now you can do a movie and snacks for, I don't know, $50, $60 maybe, right? 20 to get in and 25 for snacks or something like that, or 25 each. Like, so now you're starting to really kind of get into a different level of expense, right? It's like even going out for dinner will be, a decent dinner with a couple drinks, you're looking at $100. So you're kind of like, you're competing with that type of thing now. And I don't know if it's there, especially when you're, not putting up playoff caliber teams right now.
Yeah, that doesn't help either, right? It's different if the team's winning and people want to go, right?
100%.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough, and I think without having that kids ticket, that's really, because you've seen a couple games where they were packed with kids, right? You could see that atmosphere, you could hear the atmosphere, you could feel it, stuff like that, and because nobody wants to pay $30 minimum to take your kid who's only going to sit through half the game maybe, and then maybe go run around or look at their phone or whatever, right? Like,
exactly.
Nobody wants to pay that much for a kid. An adult, yes, but I don't think that's I don't think that's the issue. It's just
it feels like it's changed a bit too. Even just the little things, like, I know it's little, but the parking situation seems to be way worse this year. Like, it is horrible getting out of the regular parking if you want to go on. I don't know what it's like trying to get out the other. I always go back on Louvain, and it is a freaking nightmare. And that McDonald's, like, I'm going to get a little ranty here. Why the hell build a McDonald's there? Like, that has got to be one of the stupidest things. They have to stop traffic. If there's someone at McDonald's, they're like, and wants to get out, they're like, they stop all the traffic for this person to get out. And like, people are coming in at end of game to go get a Big Mac. Like, that was the dumbest. And that was where I used to park. It was perfect. So now I'm really pissed because it was awesome. And like, it's brutal getting out. It just, even getting in is shitty now too. It's like,
I know
it is.
I've been coming in on Louvain now, and it's like you got your northbound traffic, and then your southbound traffic turning, and then it's like there's two lanes, but then everybody needs to turn right. So like, it's like people are like merging as you're turning right at that McDonald's there, making that right, and it's just a gong show.
And people coming out of McDonald's, it's just God, that was just. And maybe it's only like 34 times a year. It's a shit show, but I'm there almost every time. So I hate it.
30 every time. Yeah. I mean, with me staying late doing the interviews and stuff, there's nothing when I leave.
I know. It's almost worth it. And to be frank, I'm one of those people now. If my son's there with me, I leave early because it's like 9:15. By the time you get out at the end of actual game time, it's 9:30. And then if you wait for traffic, it's going to be 15 to 20 minutes before you get out. So I'm not getting him home at 10 p.m.
in the car.
Right? So yeah. It's
I know. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, so another gripe, like, okay, so I park kind of like closer to the building because whatever, when I leave it's empty. But they pile the snow like right by the building. Like there's a huge snow pile like right by the building. Why wouldn't you push it out by the train tracks where there's nobody parking? Like you literally took up 50 spots because there's a huge pile. Like it's so stupid. Like Real needs to figure their shit out too. Like I went one Saturday, this is about a month ago. We had a big dump on Friday night.
Yeah.
And so we go to watch some little girls ringette, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got little girls rolling up, and then they also had sledge hockey. So you got some regular people and handicapped people playing sledge hockey. Well, they didn't have any of the sidewalks shoveled. Like you got little kids coming in, you got handicapped people coming, but yet the little employee parking lot right by the main cooperator's entrance, mint. Like they cleaned that out, but they didn't clean the sidewalks for everybody else. Like, come on, give your head a shake. Like it's just dumb stuff like that is just so stupid.
Yeah, and to bring it back to like WHL and hockey, so there was a tweet put out by, it was actually Greg Harder. He put out Greg Drennan, sorry, did a blog post on just the slumping WHL attendance, and it's down around 25% league wide. And some of the comments coming back, some of it was COVID related, but it's that same stuff. Like it's getting pricey. Everything's getting pricey right now, so it moves down in your priority list. Music, like the music being too loud, and I have to agree. Like I don't go there to listen to the same crappy pop songs over and over, and like
get blasted with it.
Like just you can't even talk. Like it's just unreal. And then if it's not that, it's the in-game host yelling at you about some advertiser that they want to give some piece of crap away. Like it's just like, shut up, just shut up.
Yeah. Well, actually, I just seen tonight Chad Balcom in Portland. Like he took a little video, like a 360 video, and the lineups at that place were crazy. Like they're having issues there. People don't want to go there. And then if you get the Trailblazers playing, like it's just a gong show because they're in the same, not facility, but the same area, same parking lot.
That would be a
people
nightmare.
Are seriously, they're like, I'm not going to Portland games anymore. They're like, the comments on his video were just like crazy. Like it's just a gong show there. Like it's not just Regina. You know, there's issues all league wide, right?
There is, and maybe people are just getting more critical with their money. Like even when I go get popcorn, like I mean, fine, I'll pay it, whatever, it's that. But like, if you don't get their rate at the end of the period, you wait. Or for food, like you wait, you miss some of the second period waiting for a crappy hamburger and a pop. Like, come on, like you know when people are coming, it's going to be intermission. Get something ready. Get it, like figure it out. Like it's just not a great experience right now, to be honest. Like, I don't. And when the team loses, it sucks even more. You know. But if the team's winning, like remember when they were really good, it was crazy packed in there. Like it was nuts. And I don't remember buying food or anything then, but I'm sure it was a gong show then. But it's not now. You have like probably half the amount of people.
Yeah.
And it's a disaster getting anything at intermission.
I don't remember buying food, but I remember buying the $10 big beer that were the best deal ever.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is the beer prices are like $8 a can. I know they have to, but man, yeah.
I know. That big, what was it, a whole liter for like $10?
I think it was 32 ounces for 10 or 11. Yeah, it was
10 or 11 bucks.
It was a good deal. A really good deal.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to buy that at the start of the game and try and finish it early. Yeah, but
the good old days.
The good old days of a winning team and
packed building
and a different experience. But well, the experiences this week, we don't actually see them until Saturday. But quick game here, turn around on a odd Tuesday game in Swift Current. So, like we've been saying, this is a team we're chasing. This is a must win. Got to beat them.
A must win in regulation.
Yeah, we need to get the 2 and not let them get any points. Friday up in Saskatoon. That's a good test. The Saskatoon's kind of that middle of the pack team. Someone, if we want to get into the playoffs, we need to be able to play with, I think. And
they just did they just lose both to PA this weekend? I think I saw.
Did they lose both? Okay, I know they
so.
Lost Saturday, but they've been kind of slumping a little bit too, though. So maybe a team looking for a win, they're going to be hungry. So need a win against them, or I mean, at least a good showing, in my opinion. And then Saturday against Brandon, kind of similar setting as Saskatoon, the kind of middle of the pack team. and doesn't matter. We need some points here.
Okay, sorry, it wasn't the last 2 games, but they lost 2 weekends in a row to PA. 1-0 last weekend, and then 4-1 this past weekend.
Yeah, that 1-0. That was a weird one for them, for Saskatoon not to score any goals, and lose 1-0 was odd. But yeah, another big week. That or could be a deep hole here.
Teetering.
It's teetering.
Teetering on the edge.
Yeah, we need something more than we saw in Moose Jaw, that's for sure.
But yeah, I mean, we can beat Brandon. We beat them there. We got them here this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a bit of an ugly game, but I mean, whatever, a win was a win. We'll take them any way you can get them, ugly or not.
We need 4 points this week.
So Brandon's playing at home on Friday night, so they got to drive to Regina.
Okay.
So they'll have some bus legs.
That'll help.
We're just playing Saskatoon, so it's not far.
And then I hate when you get to the points where it's like, oh well, hopefully they lose, and then we get to move up because they lost, and like I hate when you get to that and you have to like kind of count on other teams to start losing and not getting points.
Yeah,
that's desperation more there. I don't like it.
Yeah, like I said this weekend, losing to Moose Jaw, and then but Swift Current and PA both won. So
Yeah.
But I know you want to keep it in your control, right?
Totally. Well, let's wrap it up here. We rambled long enough. Sorry, a few rants there, but okay. Well, boys, new week here. Let's wash this one off and go get some points. All right. Good night.
Good night. See you at the rink.